The wreckage of the cargo ship Meridian drifted silently through the asteroid belt, its hull split open like a cracked egg. Among the debris and frozen bodies, a single life pod blinked weakly with emergency signals, a desperate lighthouse in the cosmic dark. 7-year-old Tommy Chen had been sleeping when the pirates attacked. When he woke, everything he knew was gone. His parents, the crew, even his stuffed dinosaur, Mr. Roars, all lost to the void. Now he floated alone, his child's mind struggling to comprehend the magnitude of his solitude. The rescue came from an unexpected source. Captain Zethara of the Cytherian merchant vessel Gentle Current almost dismissed the human distress beacon. Her species, the Cytherians, were known throughout the galaxy for their methodical nature and risk-averse trading practices. Humans were considered volatile, unpredictable, hardly the type of cargo worth the trouble. But something in the weak, rhythmic pulse of the beacon reminded her of a nestling's cry. When the airlock cycled open and the rescue team brought the life pod aboard, Zethara got her first look at a human child. Tommy was small, even by human standards, his dark hair matted with tears, clutching a broken tablet that displayed family photos. His eyes, those strange, single-pupilled human eyes, were red with grief. "What do we do with it?" asked her mate, Kefar, his elongated cranium tilted in confusion. Cytherians were tall, graceful beings with silver-blue skin and large, multifaceted eyes that could see across multiple light spectrums. This tiny, pale creature seemed almost alien to them. "Him," Zethara corrected, surprising herself. "The child is a him, not an it." The logical choice was clear. Deliver the human to the nearest Terran embassy, collect the standard rescue fee, and continue their trading route. But as Tommy looked up at them with those impossibly expressive eyes, something shifted in Zethara's dual hearts. The first weeks were chaos. Tommy couldn't eat Cytherian food. Their mineral-based nutrients were toxic to human biology. He needed a strange thing called sleep for 8 hours daily, during which he was completely unconscious and vulnerable. Most bewildering of all, he leaked salt water from his eyes when distressed, a phenomenon that initially convinced Kefar that the child was malfunctioning. "He's broken," Kefar observed as Tommy cried over a spilled meal replacement. Human young are clearly defective. But their daughter, Lithana, saw something different. At 15 cycles old, she was curious about everything, and humans were endlessly fascinating to her. She spent hours teaching Tommy basic Cytherian words, learning human ones in return, and slowly building bridges between their species. "Watch," she told her parents one day. "Tommy shows emotion through facial expressions. See? When he pulls his mouth upward, he's happy. When it turns down, he's sad. It's like having feelings written on your face." Gradually, the family learned to decode Tommy's needs. They synthesized human-compatible food, created a sleep chamber that mimicked Earth's day-night cycle, and most importantly, learned the art of physical comfort. Cytherians weren't naturally tactile, but Tommy needed touch hugs when scared, gentle strokes when sick, playful tickles when happy. Zethara found herself enjoying these strange human rituals. As months passed, Tommy began to adapt too. He learned to modulate his emotional outbursts, understanding that his alien family processed feelings differently. He developed an uncanny ability to read Cytherian mood colors, the subtle shifts in their skin tone that indicated their emotional states. Most remarkably, he began to see solutions to problems that stymied his logical, methodical family. The breakthrough came during a crisis. The Gentle Current had been caught in a plasma storm, their navigation systems failing as electromagnetic interference scrambled their instruments. Standard Cytherian protocol demanded they drop anchor and wait for the storm to pass, a process that could take days they didn't have, with their life support running low. "We calculate probabilities," Kefar explained to Tommy as the family gathered in the emergency command center. "Storm duration, 72% chance of exceeding our reserves. Attempting navigation, 89% chance of fatal collision. Logical conclusion, we wait and hope. But Tommy, now 10 years old and fluent in both languages and cultures, saw something they missed. What if we don't fight the storm? He suggested. What if we ride it? The concept was alien to Cytherian thinking. They were creatures of precision and control. But Tommy's human intuition grasped something their analytical minds couldn't. Chaos could be harnessed. Using a combination of Cytherian mathematical models and human creative thinking, Tommy helped plot a course that used the plasma currents, like ocean waves, surfing the electromagnetic turbulence to safety. It was insane, illogical, and completely contrary to Cytherian nature. It also saved their lives. Years later, when Tommy had grown into a young man, a Terran diplomatic vessel finally tracked down the gentle current. The ambassador who came aboard expected to find a traumatized human desperate for rescue. Instead, he found a confident young man who spoke 3 languages, could calculate hyperspace coordinates in his head, and introduced his family with obvious pride. "You're human," the ambassador said, confused. "Don't you want to come home?" Tommy looked around the ship that had been his home for over a decade, at the tall silver-blue beings who had taught him their customs, their language, their love. Zethara's eyes shifted to the soft green that indicated deep affection, while Kepha's skin showed the golden hue of parental pride. Lithana, now a successful trader in her own right, gripped his shoulder in the Cytherian gesture of familial support. "I am home," Tommy replied. The ambassador left empty-handed, filing a report about a human who had chosen to remain with his alien family. The report noted, almost as an afterthought, that the young man seemed remarkably well-adjusted and happy. What the report couldn't capture was the revolutionary change Tommy had brought to Cytherian culture. His human emotional intelligence had taught them the value of intuition alongside logic. His creativity had opened new trading routes and problem-solving methods. Most importantly, his capacity for unconditional love had shown them that family wasn't about genetics, it was about choice. And in the vast cold universe, sometimes the most unlikely families were exactly what everyone needed. The gentle current continued its journey through the stars, carrying a crew that was no longer purely Cytherian, but something new, something better. A testament to the idea that love could transcend species, and that sometimes being lost was just the first step toward finding where you truly belonged.